All right, so today we are wrapping up Module 5. And so Miss Fullington has this really cool new way of calling on your names. It's called Wheel of Names. And so I'm going to share that with you. And that person gets to answer my first question when we get to our sounds. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, does everybody see our Wheel of Names? All right. Bella Bright, is that a question that you can ask the substitute teacher? If you're having some issues with your iPad, if your iPad's about to die, that could be something that you could talk to the substitute teacher, Mrs. Elskool.
I accidentally clicked it.
I'm sorry? You accidentally clicked it? Okay, that's fine. It happens sometimes. All right, so to avoid pressing that raising your hand button, Isabella Wigington, make sure that your iPad is on an iPad stand and your hands are nowhere near your iPad. They should be in your lap. Because if you're messing with your iPad constantly, either you're going to disconnect from our meeting, or you can't see the screen properly, or you're going to press some other button that you accidentally press. So that way your hands are free, and that iPad stand is the purpose to keep your iPad still. Okay. All right. So we are going to do our phonological awareness. We are not doing high frequency words today. So we are going to add and blend syllables. So we get to use our wheel of names pretty quickly. So let's see who gets to answer the first question. All right, Maddox, you are the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So Maddox, what you're going to be able to do is we are going to add some suffixes and prefixes to words. So Maddox, your word, if I have the word happy, but I add the prefix in front of the word happy, what is my new word?
What's the prefix? Unhappy.
Good job. All right, guys, so make sure that your microphone is turned down. If you have earphones, that helps eliminate some of the echo too. So if you have earphones, plug them in and use them. If you don't have earphones, make sure your volume is turned down on your iPad, the two little notches, and then that way you're able to take away the echo, okay? All right, here is the next one. Let's see who gets to do this one. All right, Clinton. Clinton, your word is respect. If I have the base word respect and I add the suffix full to it, what is my new word?
Respectful.
Good job. All right. Everybody give him a round of applause. That's pretty good. Good job. All right. Make sure you're paying attention because you might be the next one. So here's the next one. Let's see. Oh, what we might have to do, Clinton, you got picked again. What we might have to do is eliminate those who already went so that it's fair for everybody else to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take out Maddox too, since y'all got picked. All right. So let's see who gets to do this next one. Oh, it's Rolando. Rolando, you are next. So Rolando, your word is, so the base word is cycle. If I add the prefix re in front of it, what is my new word?
Recycle.
Recycle. Good job. All right. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and look at our phonological awareness, which is our sounds. So we're going to be aware of our sounds. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. Oh, wait. No, that's a test. We won't be able to do that one since you don't have the paper in front of you. It doesn't make sense to do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and count syllables. We're going to segment and count syllables. Remember, that's clapping and then telling me how many syllables you hear, okay? So the word, so let's see who's this one. Who gets to do this first one? All right, Jorge, you are the winner for this one. So Jorge, if I have the word motionless, if we clap that out, how many syllables do we have?
Two.
Let's try it again. You're close. Motionless. So how many?
Three.
3. Good job, Jorge. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, Christopher. Is Christopher here today? I didn't get to see him. There he is. All right, Christopher, yours is librarian. So how many syllables does librarian have? So let's clap it out. Oh, you got it? So make sure if you're the previous speaker, make sure you turn your microphone down.
What'd you say again?
So what are the syllables for the word librarian?
Three.
Close. Let's try that one again. Librarian.
Four.
4. Good job. All right. So the next word, that's a good one. Let's see who gets this one. Make sure you're paying attention. You're not talking because I may call on you. All right, Omar. Is it Omar? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's Bella. My goodness, that was almost on the line. Bella Bright. Your word is basketful.
Can you say it louder again? I didn't hear you.
Yes, the word is basketful.
Three.
3. Good job. All right. Here is the next one. All right. Here's the next one. This one's super easy. I think you're going to get this one. Let's see. Emery. So your word is delight. What is the syllables for delight?
2.
Ooh, good job. All right, here's the next one. Ooh, here's the next one. So they're adding to this word. So let's see. Melanie, you are the winner for this one. So Melanie, if I have the word delightful, if you clap it out, how many syllables do we have?
Delightful.
How many did you clap out? Do you remember?
3.
3. Good job, Melanie. All right, here's the next one. Oh, this one's super easy. Whoever's going to get this one's going to get it. Harlow, you are the winner for this one. So how many syllables do we have in the word pain? If we clap it out, how many syllables do you hear?
1.
1. All right, so here's the last one. Let's see who gets it. Landon, you are the lucky winner for this one. So Landon, if I have the word painless, how many syllables do we have?
2.
Good job. All right, so those of you that haven't been called on, we are going to call on you, so don't worry. So I'm going to go ahead. We have 4 more. So we're going to keep on going to our knowledge map. So we're wrapping up our topic because reading's going to be super easy today. We're just wrapping up module 5, like I said, because tomorrow we are reviewing module 5, and then Friday we are taking the module 5 exam, which is just a test. It's like the ones that you take on Eduphoria, where you have to put in your lunch number and the password jackets in to access your test. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you the knowledge map that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. And so we've shared this knowledge map before when we first started this unit. So you've seen this before. All right. All right, so give me a thumbs up if you can see our knowledge map. All right, so I'm going to spin the wheel and I'm going to see who gets to read the first circle for me. Okay, so right here in the middle, we have leadership. It's what's called leadership. Mackenzie, you were the winner for this one. So Mackenzie, will you read where it says leaders can?
Coach, teach, inspire, decide, invent,
And then pioneer.
pioneer.
Good job. All right. So it's exactly what she said. We are talking about leadership. And so leaders teach, coach, inspire, decide, invent, and pioneer. And we kind of learned about some leaders in social studies, and we did some leaders in reading. Yesterday, we did the leader of Thomas Edison, right? And then we talked about Maya off of In Going Places. Remember the little girl that invented the airplane in the story? She didn't invent it, but she kind of came up with the idea instead of doing the streetcar race. And so, we talked about what leaders do. And so they do inspire, which means they encourage others to think outside of the box, which is what a leader does. And so those are some good examples of what a leader can do. And so our next person that is going to do this is Aaliyah. Aaliyah, if you can read leaders are the purple circle. Oh, uh-oh. Aaliyah, if you want to go to your neighbor's iPad and read it, you can. If your iPad is acting up a little bit. So
leaders are brave, admired, creative, confident, problem solvers.
Good job. So, good job, Aaliyah. Thank you for doing that. Go ahead and mute your. There you go. So, Aaliyah did a really good job reading that leaders are confident. They are not scared. They're very creative, which means they think out of the box. They admire somebody else's work, so they encourage others. They're problem solvers. They solve problems whenever they come up. And they are brave, which means they have a lot of courage to do things and to lead people. So we want to make sure that we are not talking or moving around. I hear a lot of talking and laughing. We should be paying attention to the reading. This is very, very important. Unless you have a question for Mrs. Escalante.
Miss Wellington, I can't see you.
So Isabella Wigington, that's something that you can ask Mrs. Elschool. So you can log off of the meeting and log back on to see if it will help refresh your camera. All right, so make sure that you're paying attention. Your hands are nowhere near your iPad. Mackenzie, make sure your iPad is on your iPad stand and not touching it. We want to make sure that we're paying attention because we are reviewing tomorrow for Module 5. So this is going to help you remember a lot of your skills too, okay? All right, so our last thing we are going to read. So let's see who gets to do this one. All right, Omar. Omar, can you read where it says leaders influence? It's the green circle.
Ideas, communities, government.
So government, yeah. So leaders influence our government, our ideas and communities. And one example of a leader that influenced a lot of our government member was Abigail Adams. We learned about her in social studies today. And she encouraged, she gave the idea to President John Adams, her husband, that women should have equal rights as men and should be able to vote. And so those ideas kind of carried on later on, and eventually the women were able to vote. And so her voice mattered and her voice was heard. And so now today women can vote. When you turn 18, ladies, when you turn 18, guys, you were able to vote because you're a legal adult. And so you get to vote for the president and your leaders in your city and leaders in your country and your state. And so that's one leader that influenced many, many things. And so did Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was another one that influenced a lot on our country. And now everybody is equal and not treated differently. And now we're able to join each other in school instead of being separated. And that's one thing that we're very thankful for Martin Luther King to do. All right. So with that being said, with our knowledge map, we are going to go ahead and Mrs. Flington's going to show you in Seesaw what you're going to do. So that way you have enough battery on your iPad to complete your assignment. Okay. So in Seesaw, let me go ahead and share that with you. Let's see. Who raised their hand? Oh, Isabella Wigington, did you have a question?
Miss Wellington.
Yes, ma'am. What was your question, babe? Isabella Wigington, what's your question, sweetie? You remember? Did you forget? That's okay. If it comes back, you can raise your hand again, okay? Okay. All right, so in Seesaw, let me go ahead and share that with you. So go ahead and raise your hand. Give me a thumbs up, not raise your hand. Give me a thumbs up if you can see our Seesaw page so Mrs. Fullington can show you. All right, so there is 2 assignments that you're going to do. Let me see. All right, so the first one is quotation marks, and we're going to go over what quotation marks are right here. So we're going to review quotation marks. So remember those quotation marks that go when a character is speaking. It's those little commas that look like that. So it says rules for writing quotations. So it says put a comma between the quotation and the speaker tag. So here's an example. Dr. Lyons said, so here's the comma, the blue comma. Here's the quotation mark. You have a cold, period. Quotation marks. So do you see how they put the comma? So they listed whoever said it, and then they actually got to say what they wanted to say. And so here's another example. You have a cold, comma. But do you see how the comma is inside the quotation marks? So it says said Dr. Lyons. The comma is very important because it's not a finished sentence until the character actually says it. And so we actually know who says it.
Miss Wellington?
Yes, Maddox?
I can't see.
So what's a solution solution that we can do that? Remember to log off and log back on to see. If you cannot see Mrs. Fullington, that's a question that you can ask Mrs. Owskull, okay? All right. All right, so it says here, begin the first word inside the quotation marks with a capital letter. Ooh, this is very important. So it's in green. So whenever you use quotation marks and a character is saying it, so it says, Kai asked, may I have some popcorn? So the M right here is capitalized, okay? Give me just 1 second, guys.
Miss Wellington? Miss Wellington? Miss Wellington? She went to go get her something.
You are not patient.
Sorry, guys, I had someone knock on my door, so I had to answer that and be done with it. Okay, so where were we? Quotation marks, right? So quotation marks. So we went over the rules. So now what we're going to do, guys, you're going to use that same poster Miss Fullington used. It's on your seesaw activity. And so right here, you have commas and quotations. So it says here, follow the rules when you use quotation marks. 1, put a comma after words such as said and ask. So whenever you see those, you're going to have to put a comma. So right here it says, draw a line under the sentence that is written correctly. So number 1 says, Kate asked, are you going with us? And then it says, Kate asked, are you going with us? Ooh, so you have to circle the correct sentence that has the comma and remember has the capital letter that at the beginning of the quotation mark. So which one would be the correct sentence that's using quotation marks and commas on number 1? Which sentence would that be?
Number 1.
Number 1. You're exactly right, Bella Bright. So it says Katie asked, comma, quotation mark, R. So remember the A in R has to be capitalized. Is it capitalized in the second one? No. So we are definitely going to circle that first one. Good job for paying attention to that. So I'm going to go ahead and come over here with my pencil and I'm going to circle the best that I can because it's kind of squiggly with my mouse. And that is the correct one. So you're going to do 2, 3, 4, and 5 the same way. And it says right here, number 2, begin the first word inside the quotation marks with a capital letter. So I'm going to go ahead and get my marker, and I'm going to highlight that. That's going to tell me, oh, I need to find a capital letter. I also need to put a comma after the word said and asked. And number 3 says, put the end mark inside the quotation marks. It needs to be sitting inside. So right here, when we circled that first one, it has the quotation marks. The end mark inside the quotation marks. So we want to make sure we highlight that one because that's going to help us. Here's a good example. It says, Kelsey said, here's the comma. I is capitalized and it's inside the quotation marks. I walked to the park, period. And you see how the period is sitting inside the quotation marks. It's included everything. So that example right there is a perfect example that you want to use on 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So there is
Miss Fullington?
Yes, madam?
All I see is a black screen.
Okay, so if it's giving you some issues, you need to log off and go to a neighbor's iPad. Okay? All right, so there is a second one, and you're going to do the same thing. Remember? So it says comma, capital letter, and make sure you have your end mark in the inside. Here's another sentence. It says, Becca asked, comma, here's the quotation marks. Can you hear the wind? I see a capital letter on the C because it's the first word in the quotation marks, and I see my end mark inside the quotation bubble. So that means that this sentence is correct. So you're going to do 1 through 5 here also. When you're done with all 10 of those questions, you're going to press the green check mark, okay? Make sure you circle the correct sentence in that, okay? So the second activity you're going to do is right here. It says Wednesday 1:20, wrap up module 5. So right here it says, pick one of these activities to show what you have learned about the topic. 1, interview a leader. Think about different leaders you read about in the text. Which one would you most like to meet? Write 5 questions you would like to ask if you could interview that person. So remember, we talked about Thomas Edison. We talked about Maya. We talked about the man that made the squirt gun or the splash gun. So that's another person you can interview. Maybe it's your government leaders, like your president. So those are some people that you could ask or imaginary interview. So you have to come up with 5 questions what would you like to ask them? Or it says number 2, getting to know your leaders. With a group, role play a conversation between the leaders you read about. Have each group member be a different leader. Take turns introducing yourself and describing what makes you a leader. Use details from the text to explain your ideas, okay? So, or you can do that. You can be in a group and pretend one person's like Thomas Edison, one's the president. You can be Abigail Adams if you like, because that's another person. Martin Luther King, Irma Ron-Hill. So you can use those people that you've learned about this past week and last week. So when you're doing that, I know it's a little bit hard to do activity. So you'll say, what activity are you doing? You're going to circle 1 or 2. And then you're going to tell me if you're going to be doing the getting to know leaders, you need to actually put, so say if like Rolando, Maddox, and Clinton were in a group. If they were in a group and you picked number 2, which is be the leaders, you're just going to tell me who the leaders are. So if Rolando wants to be Thomas Edison, then he would put Thomas Edison by his name. And then Maddox would put, if he wanted to be, who was one of the other ones? Oh, if you wanted to be MLK. Martin Luther King. Clinton, if you wanted to be the person that did the inventor of the squirt gun. then you would put the inventor of the squirt gun. So you would list the people that you were trying to be, because that's documentation for me so that I know that, hey, this person, this person, this person. So Clinton, Rolando, and Maddox were in a group and they did activity number 2. Okay. So that's how you would do activity number 2. But if you're doing activity number 1, you're going to list your questions. List your questions. And then you're going to tell me who the leader is. So I would say my leader to interview is Martin Luther King. So that's how you'll tell me for circle number 1 or activity number 1. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about these 2 activities on the wrap up? Landon and Maddox, I sure hope that you're paying attention and put that scissors away, because that was not part of our instructions. Does anybody have any questions about the 2 activities? All right, you may log out of this Google Meet and complete those 2 activities, guys. All right, see you later.
Miss Fullington.
Yes.
I got a little backpack at the store and it has little equipment with it.
Cute. I like it. I'm going to have to get some of those and put in the prize box. That'd be cute. All right, Isabella Wigington, go ahead and log off. Isabella Wigington, you need to go ahead and finish your social studies too. I noticed that you didn't get to do that, okay? Because of time. I understand. Okay? All right, I will see you later. Bye.
I gotta draft it.
You drafted it, but you didn't finish it, honey. That's what I need you to do.
Once I went to inbox, it showed that I turned it in, but I didn't.
Okay, I can send it back to you. That's no problem. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Bye. Go ahead and log off, sweetie. Okay.
Everybody mark up when the desk is arrived.